Maverick 100.9, Aggie Lands Country Alternative. It's Corliss. I get to make a new friend today. Don from Flatline Road is here. How are you, Don?
I am doing great today. How are you doing?
You know, I'm doing quite well. You and I were chatting off air about you've got many hats in the pot, and I'm really excited to kind of tinker around and chat with you about all of them. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to get a little nerdy today, and that makes me excited.
That's cool. I'm fine with that. It's a wild ride. I'll tell you that. It's really a wild ride.
Well, we will start off with Flatline Road, your band. You've got a brand new single called What's Your Story, which I already kind of love the title because I have a feeling I know where this is going. But tell me a little bit about this single before we take a listen to it.
Yeah, absolutely. The song What's Your Story is loosely based about somebody getting frustrated with who they are, where they are out in life, and figured that the big glitz and glamour of celebrity life, whether it's acting or music or whatever, they want to go be a big shot, and they go out there, and the people at home can really see that they're really lonely. So it's like, it's the question asked, who are you? What is your story? What are you about? Are you about making a difference in the world, or are you about just being a celebrity factor, And it was a fun song to write. It's really upbeat. It's real lively. We just finished the music video for it, and it's incredible because we were able to get 2 stunt airplanes we got to fly in. We got a 1969 Shelby Cobra, a 2014 Ferrari California, a Yamaha R1 motorcycle, 2 beautiful women, and a little person that is one of my closest friends that I have permission by him to say I have a midget on speed dial.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that sounds like way too much fun. So I'm going to be looking for that as we inch closer to its release, and we'll talk a little bit more about. But first, if you don't mind, I want to debut your single to everyone. Flatline Road, What's Your Story? You're hearing it first on Maverick 100.9.
But you're too damn loud, too damn proud. I can't walk away. What's your story? What's your story? Remember what you said. I don't need you anymore. Big lots of calling out my name. I'm so tired of this game. I'm leaving.
Maverick 100.9. You just heard it here first, Flatline Road. And what's your story? I'm chatting with Don from Flatline Road, and you have to tell everybody your story because you're not just a guy in a band or just releasing music to Texas radio. You actually work in television as well.
Yes. So I've been in television for 25, 30 years. I started my career in Abilene when I was going to college at Abilene Christian. I started working for the ABC news station there, was a news cameraman, went to LA, worked on the TV show Extra. That was my college internship. Extra, as everybody says, every single time I say it, it's like, whatever, but it's cool. And then I worked in high school football, basketball, doing TV shows there, worked in NASCAR. And now I work for a television network that plays country music videos almost all day long. And we shoot TV shows with country artists. I also get to produce music videos for other artists as well. One of the coolest that I got to do was I got a phone call from a guy in Nashville, said, I have an artist in Texas that I need a music video. Here's his song. What do you think? And tell me what you would do to this song. And so I went through this, what we call treatment, and I wrote out the script of how I wanted to do it. He said, great, build the budget. And I built the budget. He said, it looks great. And I said, you have yet to tell me who this is for. Yeah. And he goes, oh, gosh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you. Yeah, it's Charlie Pride. I'm like, oh, my
word. I
got to produce and direct and edit Charlie Pride's last music video. And that's an honor that I have that I cherish every moment. And the guys in his band have become very good friends of mine since then. And it's been a great relationship. But I've been in television, like I said, forever. And I've stood on the Great Wall of China, shot in Tiananmen Square. I've been in Tokyo and Hong Kong, England. It's just so much fun getting to do what I get to do. And the bands have always been, the music part of my life has always been there from the very beginning. I've got music in my family throughout history that's just unreal. And I have a cousin who's a engineer and producer in Nashville who was the guy who engineered the Rolling Stones 40 Licks album. And he also engineered Avril Lavigne's first breakout record. Has a Grammy with Jimmy Fallon. He did Jimmy Fallon's comedy record, like 2012 or 13. And he said that he was going through the sliders of all the different voices. And there was Beyonce, there was Bruce Springsteen, all these majors. And so he's sitting there mixing everybody and telling me all the stories behind it. And I love music, and I love television production and I wanted to go to movies at first, but then I found my love in television and stuff, and getting to do music videos for other artists is kind of a way that I like to give back to the musical community, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, and I can imagine that, traveling the world, doing all these things, it's very exciting, but isn't there something so humble and so true about Texas country music? At the end of the day, you're still here. You're still Texas.
That's right. My family moved from Memphis, Tennessee when I was 5. We moved to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I've been here ever since. I went to California, lived in LA for just a little bit during the internship, lived in Abilene when I went to college, and my wife and I settled in Dallas-Fort Worth, and I love it. And I love the music that the Texas artists are putting out there. It's really authentic. It's genuine. It's real. The guys are just as good live as they are that you hear on the records. And I love hearing the guys do their songs acoustically too. You recognize a song and then you hear it done acoustically and they change it up a little bit. And it's like, man, I think I actually like this even better than what we put on the record, bro.
I'm 100% with you on that, man. We could nerd out all day, whether it be production wise, music wise. We could go on and on and on. So I want everybody to be able to follow your work. Obviously, you can download the new single, Flatline Road, What's Your Story, which we absolutely love. You can get all the music wherever you stream and download. But what about your other projects, Don? Can we find you anywhere else?
Well, our Facebook, the band's Flatline Road's Facebook, it's flatlineroad.com. The Country Network is the television network that I work for. And we have our own app that you can download and watch our network stream live, or you can watch all the shows that we've produced over the years with artists as far as from Kentucky. I mean, we actually got to go to the set of Yellowstone during season 1 and shot Kevin Costner and his band on the set, which was really cool because the show hadn't come out yet. Nobody knew anything about it. And we were on the sets of Inside the Cabin, and the guys were playing for us, and it was really cool. But the Flatline Road project is where my heart's at, and I love it. And we're not young, cute kids. We're all older dudes in our 40s, and we are having the absolute time of our lives right now. I remember growing up and hearing guys that were older than me that used to be in bands, and if I'd have stuck with it, should have, would have, could have, right? You know, I never wanted to be a should have, would have, could have guy. So the band, we started it 3 years ago. In our very first show, we got to open up for David Allan Coe, and we were the first band of 6. And then the next 2 years later, we go back to play with David again, and we're the main support this time. So we did an experiment. A bunch of rock guys said, let's try something a little bit different than what we're doing. And when we played that first show, we said, well, we'll see if everybody bites onto it. If they like it, then we'll continue on. If not, we'll shake our hands, say, good job, boys, and we'll head on out. 3.5 years later, we're sitting here now, and I'm getting to talk to you about our first single. We finally were able to get out on the radio. It's taken a lot of massaging the rock out of us and trying to get us more into the countryside. But I've always listened to country ever since I was a kid. You know, my first concert was Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton in 1980 at the Memphis Auditorium and the Gambler Tour. I mean, that was my first introduction to music, and I was blown away by it then, just like I am today. I still love it.
Well, here on Maverick, we've got plenty of love for the rock side of country, so don't you worry about that. But I appreciate the stories and the fun, and I hope everybody just rushes out to support you because you are an absolute blast. Thank you, Don, and obviously send my thanks out to the rest of the guys in Flatland Road for coming to debut this new single on Maverick.
Thank you so much for taking the time with me. I really appreciate it. And we're in the process of setting up shows right now. So hopefully we'll be in College Station really soon. And then I can get down there and shake your hand and have a drink with you. And we can talk more geek TV, radio stuff all you want.